Hello and welcome to the discussion channel. My name is Paul, and the topic I'd like to discuss today is the cost of living crisis. Have governments been complicit and complacent in this, or have events of the world changed, helped to make this crisis worse? Or is it a combination of both? Now, I know I'm live in Britain, you can tell that by my accent. So, when I moved into my house, where I am now, I've been here for about 8 or 9 years. My shopping used to cost me £40 or £50 for a fortnight. I used to do a fortnight shop. Now it is reaching over £100 for a fortnight. Energy prices are going through the roof in Britain, higher than anybody else. And people will say, what about Brexit? Is Brexit at fault here? Well, I don't think Brexit's at fault. I think it's governments have been complicit and complacent in these actions. They knew this was going to happen. Governments before and the governments now, they all knew this was going to happen, and they've done nothing to help. It's the same with Brexit, but that's for another topic. They all knew this was going to happen, and they've not done a thing. The war in Ukraine has also helped drive up prices, because Ukraine and Russia were the biggest cooking oils producers, and Ukraine was one of the world's biggest wheat producers. Of course, wheat is found in most foods, or it's found in most foods nowadays. Not all, but most. Our government over here have introduced a cost of living payment to the poorer set, the people on benefits and certain types of benefits. But is that like plugging up a leak with a bit of cloth? You have to ask yourself that. It's only just masking the problem. I don't know about America or anywhere else in the world what's been happening and how they've done to combat this. But what I can tell is the fuel prices are going up, and when fuel goes up, that means our cost of energy, electricity, gas is all going to go up too. And governments don't seem to care. The energy companies are running mega profits. Fuel companies or oil producers are running mega profits, and people are getting angry. I don't really know. People are getting angry about this. They feel cheated, and quite rightly so. Quite rightly so. If a company's making mega profits and they are making astronomical profits, and they're charging people more, there's something wrong there. Should we invest in that money into greener fuels? Because let's face it, oil and coal is going to run out. And there is global warming. I don't think there's global warming through pollution. That doesn't help. But I think it's just a natural cycle of the world. It is what happens. Every few thousand years there's a national change in temperatures in the world, and this is what we're facing. But governments are not doing anything. I think the governments are not doing anything. They're not doing anything to help people. They all knew this. They all knew it was happening, and nobody's done a thing. That means shop prices are going to go up because they suffer from business rates through gas and electricity. So that means food prices are going to go up, and other manufacturing good prices are going to go up because they're being transported, and these companies need to make a profit. but are they profiting from the pain of others? We have noticed the massive surge of food banks. We've never really, that has never been really a problem here until recently. There was always been food banks here, but it hasn't been a massive problem until now. There are more people going to food banks. There's less money to be going round. It is verging on ridiculous now. What is happening? Do we need to have a cultural revolution in how we to deal with this? Do we trust any governments to help us deal with this? We need to start thinking about how to combat this as the world, because it can't continue. We live in some of the most developed countries in the world. Yeah, we seem to be going backwards. We are definitely going backwards in how we treat people. We need to be going more forwards. We need to be recognising what is happening. And it's okay government giving money to people, but that's not going to solve things. That's not going to help things. There needs to be action and what things to be done. And the government said we've been doing this and we've been doing that, and we've dropped this price there and we've dropped this price. But companies are getting richer. The big conglomerates seem to be getting richer. Also, the price of natural food compared to processed food is ridiculous too. They charge more for a natural piece of chicken, breast, to something that's been chopped up, filled up with all sorts of kind of crap, and wrapped in breadcrumbs. It is not helping people. This is not a way to live anymore. We need to start standing up and saying this is wrong, and we need to do something about it. Because, like I said, it cannot continue anymore. People have honestly had enough. We've got like over 100,000 people living on the streets in Britain that are homeless. But how many people are actually sofa surf? How many people just are not counted as homeless, but have got no homes of their own? We have not built enough houses over here. We've got a massive shortage of social housing. But yet, when people saying we should take more immigration in, we could barely look after ourselves as a nation. How can we look after other people if we can't look after ourselves? We need to think of ourselves. But anybody lives in Britain, anybody. The people seem to care more for other people crossing the channel than we do our own people. And I don't mean our own people as just in pure British. I mean the people who lived here and work here. Anybody in this country who's given money back into the government, no matter where they are from, deserves help. They've paid for it. And if they fall in hard times, they need to show that they can do something for them. But we're not. We're not even. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous in how these things happen. We've gone from cost of living crisis to finding a place to live. I've known this from experience because I've been homeless myself. And it is not pleasant, it's not nice. It is horrible to be in that situation. We need to start doing more. Our governments, our governments need to start doing more. Once we help ourselves, once we stop things ourselves, then we can help other people. We can put them things, but we need to look after ourselves too, because now there's people going hungry. This is true. The people can only afford to have one meal a day. There's people who can't afford to heat their own homes up. And people are struggling to feed their children. And this is not people on benefits, these are people that are actually working too. They're actually doing a job. And they can't afford to feed their own children. How terrible is that when you go and work and you can't afford to do that? We need to start taking more responsibility and to helping the governments. When I mean the government needs to start taking more responsibility to helping people. Because if everybody dies, there's no government. And if there's no government, there's no need to pay no tax. It needs to be taken more seriously. I don't know about the rest of the world, but I would like to hear your opinions on this. I'd like to hear your opinions about the rest of the world. It'd be great to hear if other people in the same situation, or other people are not in the same situation. But everybody's got an opinion about it, but I'd like to hear your opinion. Whether you disagree with me or don't, or agree with me. Just write your opinion down. Say how you feel. This is the whole point of this channel. I want to give people a voice and to say how they feel. Because once you start taking away people's voices, that's when bad things happen. So I want to hear you people talk. I want to see what you think about this. I want to see down what you like on the comment section. Because we should take control. We really should. Because right now, it seems like we're spiraling. It really does. It seems like we're spiraling and we cannot do nothing. Doesn't matter what government gets in charge, what party gets in charge of the government. It just seems though there'll be no chance of stopping this. So, I'd like to hear your thoughts about this there. Right, so please, if you can like and subscribe, that'd be brilliant there. So, that would be good, brilliant. I'd like to hear your thoughts. And if you can subscribe too, that'd be fantastic. Okay, so this is the end of this discussion. So I'd also like to say I'm hopefully going to do a live. I want to do a live soon, because this is the whole point of the channel. The whole point is to do live chat. I don't want to be speaking on these types of videos. I want some proper dialogue going on and how people think. So if you're interested in doing that, coming on panel, just please let me know in the comment section too, and we'll get something sorted out soon. I think that'd be brilliant. Okay guys, look, I've prattled on for almost 15 minutes now. I think it's time for me to go. Well, I hope you guys have a really good day, and I hope yeah, I just really wish you guys a really good day there. Well, you take care all, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much. Okay, goodbye.